Hello there, ladies and gents, and welcome back to more Factorio, not 15, all kinds of crazy title. Today we are starting by tapping this copper supply up here and getting some logistics mining going on it. We have a nice even little power grid distribution going because we use blueprints and it's awesome sauce. How big is this one? It's like 5 million, 5.1 million. Down to 2.1 here, although a lot of it is sitting in warehouses. I don't have a radar there. Do I have radars on me? I do. I do indeed. Let's drop a radar in. Cool. Now I'm going to be able to see this when I come up. Let's go over here and drop a radar in here too. There, and maybe we'll put one up here as well. Good. Now I can actually zoom in and take a peek at this whenever I want to see it. So these used active providers because I wanted to dump stuff into warehouses real quick because I wanted to mine this patch out fast. But the thing is, there was 3 million in it, and I can only store like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700,000 in there, not even a full million. So that was sort of a moot point. I would have had to build a ton of warehouses to make that happen, and I wasn't really in the mood to do that. So I didn't. And we're just going to use it as a regular iron depot. This one's using passive provider chests. And what we're going to do is set up a train station here, but before we do that, I want to show you a few things that we have been working on. First things first, I have revisited all of our walls, and I have set up a new pattern for these. So the substations are in a different position, also the guns. We have directly in front of the substation a gun turret Mark II, and then we have a gun turret Mark II in between every 2 sets of lasers, basically, and that visits the entire way down the wall. These have a logistics chest, gun turret Mark IIs. They have this gun turret Mark II ammo box on them that I can't actually do this because I'm not next to it. I'm using the whatever to do it. That lets you request items into it, and we have 20 not armor piercing, 20 uranium, depleted uranium magazines requested into each one of them. So that's a big deal. This wall has no depleted uranium mags at it yet. I'm set to deliver on the train 2 stacks, which is 400 depleted uranium to every wall. Obviously they need more than that, but that's the start. The west wall here probably has some, probably not full, but some of its stuff should be done, I would think. No? Really? It hasn't picked up any depleted uranium yet. Well, then it's gone to one of the walls, but not this one yet. I don't know which wall has gotten the stuff yet. Everything is still without here. The train is actually here, too. No, this is the garbage train. Never mind. Yeah, this is the garbage collection train. Okay, how about over here? Nope. 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 Supply train. No, that was the uranium train. What frickin' wall did it go to, then? These ones are still without as well. There's no uranium mags in this. Did it go to this wall? No. Is the supply train not going out? Did I not... It's set to automatic. Full cart... Oh. Oh. Yeah, that would be a problem. This is not the correct condition. So this should be... I don't want full cargo inventory. We're just gonna go 30 seconds have passed. So it's gonna wait for 30 seconds at that station all the time. I need to kajigger it again. Damn it. Okay, let's where is it? It's moving to wall west. Is that it? Repair pack. Yeah, that's the one right there. I can't actually. God damn it. Fat controller. Let's do it through the station. There. So we just want it to go 30 seconds at the supply depot all the time. We don't want it to go until cargo inventory full because it's going to take forever to fill up on those uranium mags. So we don't want that to happen. So which place did it go to? It went here. Very good. It unloaded uranium mags. I can't actually look at it because, you know, I'm not there. But it's loading up the gun turrets, and they're good to go. So I have this built on all of my walls. This one little turret is going to be a huge amount more firepower. Like, check that out. Damage 72 plus 57.6 physical with a 200% damage bonus. Take a look at this. Damage 20 plus 46 laser. Shooting speed is 3 plus 2.7. Shooting speed here is 10 plus 11. Like, it is astronomically higher damage. This, I just placed this and it's done 1786 damage already. Like, it literally just got its ammo. Anyway, point being, these turrets are going to severely amplify the amount of damage we can do on the wall here. Each of these turrets, if the lasers weren't here, they could probably hold against behemoths on their own, just the way these turrets are spread out. The lasers are here to supplement them and to kill a bunch of little stuff, the fodder that comes in, so I don't have to waste ammo on everything. But those gun turrets will rip through the behemoths, and that's the point. And that means that we needed to produce some uranium ammo, and we did it here. Where I was building all those warehouses before, we started building uranium ammo in its place. And I went a little bit overboard on the uranium ammo. In fact, way overboard. If we take a look over here, I'm not actually producing any of this because why? What am I short on? Copper? I'm short on copper, aren't I? Yeah, it's copper. Copper is the bottleneck right now because we are totally out of it. And that's why I'm sort of up here dealing with the copper situation, because I knew we were completely running out of it. Our copper supply, well, we still have I can't see these ones. There's still a few patches there, and there's still like a little teeny bit here. Well, there's still some copper being mined from here. It's nowhere near enough to keep up with what we need. So we are going to tap this copper supply. What else did we possibly do? I don't know if you saw this uranium outpost, but we're picking up uranium, and I have another train set to deliver sulfuric acid by the barrel and then pick it up again. So we've got this uranium outpost going on to supply us with more of the good stuff, because the good stuff is good. And then down here I've got my blueprints. So what we've been setting up. So this is the gun turrets, like the walls, with their substations for one blueprint. Then here is a green circuit module, beaconed modular green circuit blueprint. You can't see it right now, but I'll show you it sometime. Red circuit and blue circuit right here. And then this is a single bank of smelters. So this is 40 electric furnace 2s. So 20 on the top, 20 on the bottom. The reason we stagger them like this is so that we could get the power poles staggered. That way the power poles will supply power to the beacons on the top and the beacons on the bottom. If we just ran them all along the top, the power poles, I could fit them in the same tile on the bottom, but then the top beacons would never be powered. So we stagger the smelters so that we can power both sides of it. It gets a nice little staggered beacon, and not beacon, staggered power rather look. If I take a look at how that looks on here, you can see the power sort of staggers slightly. It's cool. It's fun. Anyway, I'm not going to do the math for you right now, but it can produce an astronomical amount of shit. Crap, I'm about to pick up a whole bunch of storage chests. Yeah, I need some storage chests. Like a whole bunch of them. I don't have any Logibots here, so where did it take all that copper that I just picked up? It didn't put them in here. Oh, it's in my auto slot. Okay. So I do need to bring some logistics bots out here. I also need to bring some construction bots, but I need to build the station first. Other thing I need to show you is our mainline tracks. Let's find one that's inside of a thingamabobber somewhere. So before, what we were doing for our mainline junctions, I took a blueprint of this right here. And I called this our T-junction, being a stupid freaking idiot. The reason that this T-junction looks like this is because it's not actually a T-junction. This is actually two stations. This is an iron and a copper station, or iron and, not copper, stone station side by side. This isn't actually a T-junction in the rail. So they came out this direction because they could potentially need to go either direction coming out, and it's actually spaced different than the way we space our stations. Or not our stations, our T-junctions. So this is what a proper T-junction looks like. And I had all of those other things blueprinted in, and it was just disgusting. So I went through and I ripped out all of our intersections. This one is just a station, so it looks like that still. Because again, See how you have to connect to both tracks? Because you never know which direction the train is going to go off of it. One day you might want it to go the other way. Who knows? With this, however, you don't need to connect this onto this track in this direction. It can never possibly go that way, right? Like, you only need to connect it to the directions it could possibly go. The reason this could go either way is because you can exit off of this one line in either direction. Whereas with these guys, you can only move one direction off this line. This one you're moving up all the time, and this one you're moving down. So this is what these T-junctions are supposed to look like. I went and I fixed all of them, and that, our signaling issue was largely related to that, because I was using this stupid double station setup for T-junctions, which didn't make any sense at all. So, we've seen the uranium, we've seen this stuff, we've seen the uranium ammo. We're working on copper now, and then once we get our copper sorted out, I think we can work on one or two other things. So let's get this base built, shall we? So this has been mining just fine here, and I'm going to need some rails. There's plenty of room here, so I'm just going to build the station right into here. The train is going to be coming up on this line, so we're going to want it to pull in like so. And you know what? I'm not going to bother sending it up this direction. I'm literally only going to allow the trains to come through this way because this station isn't going to be here for that long. It's only going to be here for mining this out and maybe mining this coal out, although I might rebuild it to do the coal. I don't know. But like this station where it can go either direction, not necessary. I really only care about the train being able to get back down there, so I'm going to make this a little bit simpler this time. And to that end, we are going to drop some chain signals right here. And we are going to put a chain signal right there for the exit from this. And we are going to put a chain signal right here for the input into this intersection. And really, I should probably put another chain signal here, even though I don't have to. No, it's one train. I don't need that. It doesn't need that signal. We're not going to do it. We are going to put a signal over here as the exit from this, though. If it goes straight along, we're going to put a signal over here as the exit for this and the exit for this. And we are going to put a signal over here as the exit for coming into here. We don't need any more than that. We could technically put more chain signals. We could put one here and here on the feed in. And we could technically put one here and here on the feed. Actually, no, sorry. The feed out comes this way. So that's stupid. We could put one here on the feed out. But it's totally not necessary. Absolutely 100% not necessary. We don't need that. There's only the one train that comes up this way, or two, whatever. But there's only one, station this way. We're not going to have any problem with that. Let's put our station down just like that, and I always carry enough trains on me to make myself a brand new train. I don't need to build a train here, actually, now that I think about it. I can just repurpose one of my other copper trains. Yeah, you know what? Screw this. We're not going to build a new train here. We are going to call this outpost. What the hell outpost is this anyway? What's the iron one called? I'm going to call it the same outpost. This is outpost 5. Cool. So you are going to be outpost 5, out copper. You could just say outpost out copper and call all of them outs, and then have your trains just run to outpost out copper, and then it will just run to one of those stations. It doesn't have to be this station all the time. There's plenty of room, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, that's huge. Tons of room on this station, no problem at all. So what we're going to do then is grab ourselves one of the trains that runs to this stop right here. And I think it will be this guy here. Instead of going outpost out 1 copper, we are going to run it to outpost out 5 copper until inventory is full, or 30 seconds have passed. Automatic, let's go. You need to go to this station. Go. Chop chop. It's a-comin'! So it's going to make its way up here, and when it gets here, we're going to stop it, and we're going to lay down our station. Do I have a blueprint of a station right now? I'm not sure if I do. I do, but this is an unload station, and it's a double unload station, so no, I don't. Well, we can keep a blueprint of a station once this guy gets here. Let's go to a blank blueprint. There we go. Boom. Let's drop it into manual mode for the time being, and we're going to lay down our station, and our station is going to be requestor chests. Like so. And then we are going to go with stack inserters, like so. And then shit, I just cleared a blueprint by accident. What did I just... Huh? What the fuck just happened? Okay, I didn't clear it. I just removed it from my hotbar, apparently. Okay. Thank goodness. I was like, holy crap, did I just wipe my entire blueprint book? That would suck. I have some key blueprints in here. So, nothing I can't rebuild. Blueprints are nothing. No, we don't want coal on this. It's going to pick up coal at base. So that's fine. I'm not going to need substations everywhere. We'll just put a substation, say, here and here. No, here and here, even if they overlap one. Let's make it a little bit more symmetrical. And we're going to want to request ourselves... It would be good to just build this station, like just blueprint this station now. But what we're going to do is request ourselves some copper. Let's go up to 500. If you request 400 copper, it'll be enough to fill each of these train wagons off of one side, or off of both sides rather, so you don't need to worry about it. But I'm going to request 500 just because, you know, reasons. And now I'm going to need some logistics bots and some construction bots, and I think that's all I really need then. I think we're all taken care of at that point. So let's head back to base real quick, grab ourselves some body bots, and we're going to be done with this base. I'm going to keep that other train running copper from the shitty depot for a little while, but I will divert it over to this one once that is all mined out. And that is one case where it's really useful to have the trains, have the stations named the same thing, because then you can... What am I doing going this way? You can have the stations named the same thing, then you never need to worry about reconfiguring your trains. You just set the station up so it turns off when it doesn't have any materials in the depot, and you never get the station in the first place, and all is well. I could take some of the bots from here. They do have 900 logistics bots and 1,000 construction bots. Do one of these have a lot of construction bots in them? Like, multiple hundreds? Yeah, you do. I'm going to take 150 construction bots for the other one, and I'm just going to get logistics bots from down here. Eventually, I'm actually going to merge that network in with this one, and then we'll just move the bots from there that way. Logistics bots, you're way over here, right? Because I built you relatively early. Yeah, you're right over here. That's 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll get like 900 logistics bots for this. Probably not necessary. Probably don't need nearly that many, but I like having a good number of bots. Okay, that copper is all mined out. This copper is going to be mined out very soon. Yeah, this is pretty much done. Remember when we laid that patch down too? I don't know if I did it on camera, but I do remember when I laid that copper patch down. It was a significant patch. It wasn't a small, insignificant thing by any stretch. Let's get up here and finish the job, though, shall we? I don't want to merge these two RoboNets because I'm using active providers there, and if I do, it's just going to move everything into here. So my construction bots go and they pull this out immediately, and they fill my inventory up with copper because they're lame. Okay, logistics bots. Let's dump you. And then we're going to put a few construction bots. I'm going to keep 150 for myself. And they'll pick up stuff from there. Now, that's not in the network, so I need to connect that. And that's the last thing, and we're going to be good to go. So let's drop our RoboPorts in. And maybe drop another stack of them in. Okay, that'll do. That should be enough charging. And there we go. We are good to go. Let's wait for a second. Let this train... Oh god, look how fast they're filling these. I love robots so much. Robots are so awesome. They're so awesome. I do appreciate the start where you start with like a modular armor, the shitty kind of modular armor with just a couple of personal roboports and some basic power and stuff. And you have robots from the beginning, except they're very slow and shitty, but they're still robots. I do appreciate that. He's gonna go into the base. In fact, maybe we can ride along. We're actually faster walking, but I do want to ride it for a minute, just to see it turn into the base and unload all of its goodness. I have filled in a few more solar panels here, so we have significant power generation going on now. And that's good because we've been building speed module 3s. I've got the speed module 3, or the speed module factory speed module, so it produces faster. I also have our oil supply speed module, so that we produce even more of that, because we kind of need to. So we're in good shape as far as that goes. This copper should unload nice and quick. And for the first time in forever, we have a supply of copper again. And by forever, I mean, you know, like an hour or so. Ha ha ha. Okay. So the copper is going to come in, it's going to fill into this, and we're going to be good. Looks like it just ran out because these still have circuits coming off, and I have no copper coming through at all. Like, period. There's none copper. It's totally empty. I still have some of those built up. These are totally empty, though. And let's take a peek at what our speed 3s look like. Speed 3s, I have 115 in there, and I also have another 78 on me. And these beacons all have their speed modules in them. So this is the green circuit setup right here. It's 1-to-1 copper cable to green circuits. This is the correct ratio when you have productivity modules in the factories. I don't have them in the factories right now, but when we get productivity modules in these factories, the correct ratio is 1-to-1 for these. And honestly, you can run 1-to-1 copper cable to green circuits earlier on in the game too. It just means that the green circuit factories don't run 100% of the time. As long as the copper cable factories are running 100% of the time, you know, you're at least making the best out of all the resources. You're not choking yourself on anything. You just have slightly reduced capacity because of the factories here. We are going to run 1-to-1 copper cable to red circuits. This is way overkill. We can definitely run more than this, but I want to keep it in the same form factor as the green circuits, and I don't want to logistics ship in any copper cable. So we're going to logistics ship in copper, and then we are going to logistics ship in green circuits and plastic, and we're going to output the red circuits through here. Hi! I guess when I was on the train, you guys picked up some miners, and then you got lost. Do I have 150 bots on me now? I do, so I picked up them all. And this is the blue circuit build. Once again, we are going to 1-to-1 the green circuits into blue circuits. So we have a green circuit module, exactly like we had before, except I'm using 2 red inserters here with stack inserter bonuses, so that's potentially 6 per operation, to move green circuits into this blue circuit factory. And then we have sulfuric acid moving through down here, and we have it pulling them out and sticking them in a chest over here. So yeah, all is well in the world. It's a beacon setup. We're beacons straight through. We're going to be building a whole bunch of these and several of these. So if you want the math on this, let me open up my calculator here real quick. I can't actually see the crafting speed, and this will not be the final math because when I have productivity modules in here, it's going to affect the crafting speed. But for the time being, at least, the crafting speed on one of these furnaces is 15, so the crafting speed on a furnace 3 is actually faster, and the crafting speed on a productivity moduled furnace 3 or furnace 2 is going to be a little bit less than 15, but it will also have productivity. So currently what we have set up over here in our smelters is 36 right? It is 36, or is it 38? It is 36. That's right. 36, and it doesn't actually use 36. It uses 34 or 35 of them, something like that, but I added one extra for OCD purposes. We'll assume it used all 36. If it uses all 36 of these smelters and they have a crafting speed of 2, that means that 36 times 2, we have a overall crafting push. Like, if we just want to make an abstract representation of what one of these lines has, it has 72 as its crafting speed. As one line of 36 of these. Even if we doubled this and we took both lines that combine onto one belt, and we went to 36 times 2, which is 72, times 2, that's 144 is what its crafting speed is. This has 40 smelters on it, and they have a speed of 15. So 40 smelters times 15 is 600. Just like abstracted number. Even if we only had 20 of them, 20 times 15 is 300. So what I could do, if I really wanted to, I could make the top ones iron and the bottom ones copper, and each row of this would produce more copper and iron than this stuff would. In fact, I'd be at the point where if I just dropped one of these down, I'd be producing more copper than I am producing on 3 lines of copper, and more iron than I am producing on 3 lines of iron. So we're going to be dropping several of these down, and we're going to be supplying them with logistics. So no more belts feeding in. We will do logistics supply, and all should be good in the world. We don't really have enough copper coming in yet. But okay. Anyway, you've seen the blueprints. You've seen us build a station. You've seen all kinds of good stuff. What is on the agenda now? Well, now that we have a copper supply and an iron supply and a uranium supply locked in, we are going to need to expand even more. I'm going to need to get more power up and running. But what tricksy stuffs am I going to have to build? I think the next tricksy thing we're going to work on is probably going to be the smeltery. I think I want to build it before we build our new module setup. I think that makes sense to me. So yeah, I think the smeltery is going to be the next sort of tricky thing that we build. Unless I need to build any other supplies here. Well, what I would like to do is build a advanced mining drill factory. So when it comes to things that are used for science, like piercing mags and mining drills and stuff like that, and also electric furnaces, but I also want to build advanced versions of them. Like I want to build uranium magazines, I want to build the higher tier furnaces, and I want to build higher tier drills and all that stuff. I think what I want to do is build a little array where we build the base item and then we direct insert into factories that make the advanced items, because I don't want to stick them in logistics chests. Sticking them in logistics chests will result in them being used for science, or it will result in us pulling ones used for science to build the advanced things. I think I just want to build a direct insert, like the factory is literally built. Like the little section of it is literally tooled from the beginning to the end to build the higher tier stuff. So ultimate mining drills, or at least advanced or elite or something. Or alternatively speaking, the better, it's in production as well, the better furnaces. So start with electric furnace 1s, go to 2s, go to 3s directly. Oh, we could pull modules for it, but I don't want to be pulling furnaces for it. And then uranium magazines as well. I think I want to like directly produce the uranium magazines off of piercing round magazines that don't go towards science. I think that would make sense. But for now, I think that makes a good wrapping up point. We didn't do a ton, but we did take care of a little bit of housekeeping, and I showed you what's been going on lately. We've re-secured our copper supply. It's starting to go steady here now. We haven't actually filled in here yet, but we are gaining ever so slightly when we have a steady supply come in. And it looks like we're starting to build a supply. It's really tough to say when the trains are out, but it looks like we're starting ever so slightly to build a supply. You know what? I'm going to change you. You're not going to go to Outpost 1 Copper. You're going to go to Outpost 5 Copper. Actually, no, you know what? Never mind. what you're going to do is go to outpost 1 copper, and you are going to wait 30 seconds, and then you're going to go to outpost 5 copper until your inventory is full, or 30 seconds have passed. So you'll continue to pick up from this station first, and then you'll go up to the new station and fill up, and then you'll come back to base. And go. And he's off. Good. So now that he's been here, he filled up with a little bit of copper, but he didn't quite get enough. He didn't fill up on copper, so he's going to come over this way, cross through here, come up here. No, not up here. What am I on? He's going back to base right now. He'll come up to this copper and he'll fill up over here, is what I'm trying to get at. It's just where it was in its cancel. It's just where it was in its orders is all. It was going back to base. But it'll fill up at outpost 1, then it'll go to outpost 5 and finish filling up, and then it'll come back. That way we continue to pull out of this, not this space, we continue to pull out of this space until it's empty, but we also come back with a full load. Because I am going to need more copper throughput. I need to build that supply up, after all. Okay. Looking good. And with the modules in place here, we're using speed modules, not productivity. I do like to use beacons on oil, but our setup isn't set up for beacons right now. Do I have a beacon on me? In fact, I do. As you can see, we can't fit beacons in here. I didn't build it with beacons in mind. I intended to... I sometimes do. You just separate these a little more, really. I intended to rip it apart and rebuild it when we got beacons, because the ratios change. It goes from this 8-1-7 to 5-1-7 when you beacon them up with productivity. And I do want productivity modules. Speed modules don't change ratios. Speed modules only change ratios if you only module certain factories but not the others. So yeah, we just drastically increase production, 150% more oil, basically, and 150% more cracking. So yeah, just means we're using it faster, is all it means. And yeah, the plastic is cruising. The batteries are choked because we have no copper. Right. We have no copper, so the batteries are choked. So it's good that we resecured our copper line. I did have these speed modules. I still have them with 1 module. I had them with 3, and that's how we ate all of our oil, actually, because I had them moduled up with 3 each. But now I have them with 1, and it was enough to keep up with our demand. Unfortunately, we're out again because we've made a lot of robots. We've done some science. More importantly, we've made accumulators. I have 222 in stock again. Why don't we just go lay down a couple more solar panels arrays, and we will end the day with that. So let's pick all this stuff up and give me the solar array, which is in here somewhere. There we go. That is our solar array. It's still called 1. I should rename it, but whatevs. We'll take care of that after. Let's not get hit by a train. That would not be pleasant. And we'll put a couple more solars down. Stick them on the other side, I think. That's 1. That's 2. Go, robots, go. This is like, what was it, 64 megawatts per stamp, basically? That's not insignificant. I do love doing this. I don't have roboports on me? Damn. Okay, well, I'm going to have to come back with roboports to finish this off. But can I build them? Do I have enough? I don't have enough gear wheels, do I? I can build 1. 45 gear wheels, 45 of those. And then steel. Actually, steel is the reason I can't build them. Okay, whatevs. I'll just come back with roboports and I'll fill that in. Let's not get hit by a train. Went up this way. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next time.